everyone, welcome back to another video. My name is Jill and today I'm going to be doing my December wrap-up of 2015. So let's get started. December was a pretty good month for me. I ended up reading 8 books, most of which I gave 5 stars, so it was a really good reading month as a whole. And just as a little heads up, I'm going to be getting my wisdom teeth out tomorrow, so I'm not going to be able to film a lot of videos in the coming week, so just to let you know. So let's just get started with the wrap-up. The first book I read was Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets by J.K. Rowling. This is the second book in the Harry Potter series. Obviously, if you don't know, I've been rereading the entire Harry Potter series this winter, which is awesome. I am rediscovering it. I haven't read it since I was in about 4th grade, so it's really exciting getting back into this series. And so yeah, I read the second one and it was magical and whimsical and amazing as always. The next book I picked up was Carry On by Rainbow Rowell, and this book I've mentioned in almost every single one of my other videos. This book is really great. It is a sort of spin-off of Rainbow Rowell's Fangirl. It follows the fan fiction in that sort of in a full-length novel, and I have a review of it, so you should definitely go check it out. And obviously I gave this book 5 out of 5 stars. It was really great, and I loved all the characters, and again, if you want to hear me talk more about it, go watch my review. The next book I read was Wolf by Wolf by Ryan Graudin, and this book was honestly fantastic. It caught me off guard. So this follows a world where Germany and the Axis powers has won World War II, and as a sort of annual tradition, Hitler hosts a cross-country motorcycle race, and the winner of that motorcycle race gets to go and have a whole ball in their honor and meet Hitler. And yeah, so this follows a girl named Yael, and she's a skin shifter, and she has a messed up life, and just long story short, she wants to kill Hitler. So she enters the race with the face of another winner, a past winner, and she competes, and it's just really exciting. It is so fast-paced. I was not expecting to like this as much as I did. Gave it 5 out of 5 stars. It's great. It really is great.
Oh my god, my battery's almost dead.
Next book I read was Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban by J.K. Rowling. This is the 3rd book in the Harry Potter series, and this is my favorite book out of the books that I have read so far, and I've read 4 of them. This book is great. It's Harry Potter. Pick up Harry Potter if you haven't, because it's so good. The next book I read was Passenger by Alex Bracken. So Passenger was very good. I definitely thought that it was on the slow side. It needs world building. Alex Bracken has an amazingly daunting task of creating this exquisite, richly built world, and it's really complicated, and so it was slow, but I understand why it was slow. I still loved it. I gave it 4.5 out of 5 stars. The characters were great. The love sort of situation was great. I loved it. It was action-packed. It was great. So despite some I was slightly bored at it just because of the world building, but overall that didn't really matter to me because it was Alex Bracken, and I will love anything that she writes because honestly she is a goddess in its truest forms, and this book just gives you another example of how amazing she is. Yes, just buy it. It's great. It's great. It's great. It's great. The next book I read was Mistborn by Brandon Sanderson, and this book, so I can't explain this book. It is way too complicated. It is high fantasy. It's fantastic. I have no words to describe it because it was that good. It might be one of my favorite books. It definitely is one of my favorite books that I've read this year. It might even be my favorite that I've read this entire year. I am a huge fantasy geek, if you didn't know. And this book was everything that anyone would ever want in a fantasy. This book had amazing characters. It has an amazing magic system. It has, and just the plot makes me it's so good. If you are a fan of fantasy, if you are not a fan of fantasy, try this out because this is just a example of a great writer. To be honest, this book inspired me to become a writer. After reading this, I wanted to write a book like this. I wanted to be as amazing as Brandon Sanderson is and write a book as amazing as this is. The best part of it for me was definitely the characters. The characters were fan-flipping-tastic. They just showed all the flaws of human nature, and so my memory card just told me that it was full, and so my camera shut off. So that's kind of embarrassing, but we were talking about Mistborn. I don't know where it cut off, so I'm just going to say read it because it's great. The second to last book I read was The Abolition of Man by C.S. Lewis. I'm not really going to go into this. I read it for a school project, and it was interesting to say the least. I gave it 3 out of 5 stars. Interesting, but I'm not going to talk about it. And the last book I read, I don't have a physical copy of, but that was Nimona by Noelle Stevenson. This is my first graphic novel that I've ever read in my entire life, and I am pretty disappointed to say that I really did not like it. I gave it 2.5 out of 5 stars. I really was not entertained by it. I thought it was just way too juvenile for me, and I just don't like graphic novels. I think that's why I didn't like this, just because I thought it was kind of stupid, for lack of a better word. I would way rather want to read like words about this character and not just see pictures, I guess. I don't know, that's a discussion for another day, but overall this book is about a supervillain and his sidekick, and his sidekick is a shapeshifter, and she gets into all kinds of crazy stuff, and it was, I don't know, I just didn't like it very much. So there you have it. That is my December 2015 wrap up. My camera is about to die, so I'm going to keep this short. Thank you guys so much for watching. Subscribe and like and comment down below books that you've read in December, or just anything you want to talk to me about, any video suggestions, that kind of stuff. And yeah, so thanks for watching. I will see you guys in my next video. Goodbye!